Hello friends, my name is Sunil Ranjan and I am an English teacher. Now here I have come up with the theme of Biographia Literaria by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and this is chapter 15. So here I begin. Biographia Literaria or literary biography is a critical autobiography by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. It was published in 1817 in 2 volumes. It had influences of Wordsworth's theory of poetry, Kant's view of imagination, and various post-Kantian writers. It was written as a preface to a collected volume of Coleridge's poems that explained and justified his own style and practice in poetry. The work became a literary autobiography of Coleridge. Now, what we have in chapter 15, here I begin. Applying the principles of practical criticism, Coleridge attempts to discover the qualities of a poem, taking into account Shakespeare's Venus and Adonis and the rape of Lucrece. He lauds the genius of Shakespeare and says that the 2 works of Shakespeare gave strong promises of the strength and yet the clear proofs of the immaturity of his genius. From these 2 works of Shakespeare, Coleridge abstracted the characteristics of original poetic genius. Now, coming to the points. So, if you write your answers in points, you will be scoring high marks in your examination. So, this is the technique of writing answers. So, the first point is sweetness of versification. I repeat, sweetness of versification. In Venus and Adonis, Coleridge finds perfect sweetness of the versification, its adaptation to the subject, and words moving along without any lofty and majestic rhythm. There is delight in richness and sweetness of sound. Coleridge holds that the man who has no music in his soul can never be a genuine poet. One who is well read and highly qualified may employ imagery in the poem, but may not have a natural poetic genius. The first power of producing the musical delight is a gift of imagination, together with the power of reducing multitude into unity of effect and modifying a series of thoughts by one predominant thought or feeling may be cultivated and improved, but can never be learned. It is in these that a poet is born, not made. Now the next point. And the next point is choice of subjects. I repeat, the next point is choice of subjects. Now here I begin. Coleridge says that the second power of genius is the choice of subjects, which is hardly related to the private interests and circumstances of the writer. When the subject is taken from the author's personal sensations and experiences, the excellence of a poem becomes ambiguous and misleading and lacks the genuine poetic power. In Venus and Adonis, this proof of poetic power exists in abundance. It is more intuitive, more intimately conscious even than the characters themselves. It has the flux and reflux of the mind in all its deepest thoughts and feelings. Coleridge had the instinct that prompted him to write with unbroken, vivid, and often minute imagery, with pictures coming to life in words. His excellence was never realized by any other poet, not even Dante. His characters come to life vividly in their own identity and originality. The rapid flow, the quick change, the playful nature of the thoughts and images, and above all, the alienation of the poet's own feelings are remarkable. Now the next point is trials of love. So I repeat, trials of love. Now I begin here. Instead of degrading and deforming passion into appetite, as the Italian poet Ariosto and German poet Wieland had done, Shakespeare represents the animal impulse itself with having no sympathy with it by dissipating the reader's notice to other images and reflections. Now the next point is images. I repeat, images. Coleridge holds that images, however beautiful and as accurately represented in words, do not of themselves characterize the poet. They become proofs of original genius only as far as they are modified by a predominant passion or by associated thoughts or images awakened by that passion, or when they have the effect of reducing multitude to unity, or when a human and intellectual life is transferred to them from the poet's own spirit. Now, the next point. Shakespeare, a profound poet-philosopher. I repeat, Shakespeare, a profound poet-philosopher. So here I begin. Coleridge says that a great poet had to be a profound philosopher too, as poetry is the blossom and the fragrance of knowledge, thoughts, passions, emotions, and language. In Shakespeare's poems, the creative power and the intellectual energy seem to challenge one another, but soon agree to reconcile and flow on in one current and with one voice. Now, the next point is treatment of the 2 points. I repeat, treatment of the 2 points. So here I begin. Coleridge doubts whether Venus and Adonis carried deeper passions. In The Rape of Lucrece, he observes that the story of Lucretia demanded more delicate and deeper treatment. In The Rape of Lucrece, Coleridge does not find any different pathos or dramatic quality. He finds the same minute and faithful imagery, the same vivid colors, and the same world of language in it as he finds in Venus and Adonis. However, after a deep study and careful analysis of Shakespeare's poems, Coleridge finds Shakespeare giving a dignity and a passion to the objects which he presents. Now, the last point, and this is Shakespeare and Milton. Shakespeare and Milton dash equal, not rival. So you may write down the point like this: Shakespeare and Milton dash equal, comma, not rival. So here I begin. Despite all criticism of his poems, there is no denying the fact that Shakespeare studied his poems patiently, meditated deeply, understood minutely, till his knowledge became habitual and intuitive, and gave birth to his stupendous power, by which he stands alone. However, Milton may be called his equal, not rival. While Milton passes into all forms of human character and passion, Shakespeare attracts all forms and things into the unity of his own ideal. Coleridge finally appreciates both Shakespeare and Milton and feels proud of his country England to have produced such great men. So friends, here I come to the end of the theme of Biographia Literaria. And if you have subscribed to my channel, thank you. And if you haven't, and if you choose to subscribe, I promise that I'll be coming up with quality videos for you from time to time. Thank you.